Hello friends, welcome to Daily Sourdough. I have a confession to make. I did not like my focaccia bread last week. I didn't like the taste of it. I didn't like the texture. So scratch that one. We're gonna try it again. And I've been thinking about it all week and I came up with a few solutions I think will work. So forget about last week's focaccia bread. Let's try a new one. Start with your 3/4 cup fed active starter. And we're going to increase the hydration level because high hydration in your sourdough makes for really lively, active bacteria and yeast, and it allows the dough to really rise and make those airy, billowy pockets. So add 2 cups of tepid water and then stir that, allowing your starter to soften in the water. Now add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And again, this olive oil is going to make your dough a little bit richer and give it that little different textures. You know, focaccia bread is kind of like pizza dough. Basically, it probably started out as pizza dough. And this time we're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. And I'm going to add the salt right now because I want it to dissolve in the liquid. Now when that's all mixed together and your sourdough starter has dissolved, add 4 cups of flour, and it can be either bread flour or all-purpose flour. And then mix that in. And another thing we're going to do differently is we're going to allow this to rest in the refrigerator and have a cold ferment for 24 hours. So if you're making this focaccia bread, it's going to take a full day. Plan ahead. But I think the results are going to be worth it because a long cold ferment allows the fermentation process to create the foamy bubbles, really airy pockets in your dough. Because I was thinking about it, pizza dough is made with this process. You give it a long cold ferment in the refrigerator if you'd like airy pockets in your pizza. And I'm sure focaccia bread started out as pizza dough, leftover pizza dough. Somebody took it out of the fridge, threw it in a pan, put it in the oven because they needed something quick. So we're gonna try this out and I think it's gonna work better. It's a very wet, sticky dough. Now I am just going to take this and cover it and put it in the refrigerator until tomorrow morning. So that'll be about 24 hours of a cold ferment in the refrigerator. So we'll see you tomorrow. My focaccia bread was in the refrigerator for about 26 hours. And as you can see, it looks lively. I think I'm happy with it. You can bake focaccia in a 9x13 pan or 2 8-inch round cake pans. Works great as well. Pour some olive oil in your pan and then grease it well because you want the focaccia to just come right out of your pan so that you can slice it. And now remove your dough from the bowl and place it in your pan. And this time I'm going to just let it rest like this. in the past, I've done a fold and, tried to trap the bubbles and things, but this time we're just gonna let the focaccia dough rest in the pan and spread out and rise. Spread just a tiny bit of olive oil over the top of your dough, just to protect it from drying out, and then either cover it with a damp towel or plastic wrap. So let this rest in your pan for 3 to 4 hours, depending on how warm your kitchen is. You want it to fill the pan and almost double in size. I am so happy with this dough. It's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. It rose up, it filled the pan, it's full of air pockets. I'm really excited. I think that this wetter dough, a higher hydration dough, is the key. Today I'm going to make tomato olive focaccia. So I have chopped up some tomatoes and green olives, and then I have a sprinkling of rosemary. Take your chopped olives and sprinkle them across your dough. Then do the same with your olives. And then top it off with your rosemary. Now drizzle a little bit of olive oil over the top of all of that. The reason you drizzle the olive oil over the vegetables at the end is that it keeps the vegetables from scorching, kind of gives it a little bit of a protection from the hot oven. Now lastly, right before you pop it in the oven, take your fingers and press those vegetables, press your toppings into the dough. And look how full of air this dough is. I'm really excited. And as you do it, kind of spread it out so that it fills all the pan clear to the corners. And immediately after pressing your vegetables in, pop it into the oven for 25 minutes at 425 degrees. Friends, I am so excited about how this focaccia bread turned out. It's so soft and it rose so high. I'm so excited because I learned a lot making this focaccia bread. 3 very important things to making this really nice pillowy focaccia bread. 1, high hydration dough. 2, a long cold ferment, and 3, more salt. So this recipe this is it. This is a good one. So let's taste it. I am really happy with this. Man, it is just soft. This is gonna make great sandwiches. It has a lot of flavor going on. With the olives and the tomatoes and the rosemary, there's a lot happening in my mouth. Really good stuff. Be sure to try this recipe. This is a good one. And friends, be sure to stay tuned to Daily Sourdough because I have more recipes coming up showing you how to use your sourdough starter on a daily basis.